right, so I'm here with witness number 2. His name's Tim. So Tim, why don't you just tell me what year, what time of year, and everything your sighting was?
It was this year, and it was in October, around 10:30 p.m.
10:30 p.m. Okay. And what town was this in?
Lawrence, Columbus area.
Florence, Columbus. Okay, that's Burlington County.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. And from what I understand, you were driving.
Yeah, driving home towards Mount Holly on Jacksonville Road.
Okay. So, and this area that you're driving through, how would you describe it? Like rural or residential?
It's residential, but there's farms on either side of that road, going all the way down to Mount Holly.
Okay.
And if you're driving towards Mount Holly on the right, there's farm, but then there's the turnpike. On the left, there's farm, and then there's woods.
Okay. And so, yeah, and so this area is actually pretty close to the Pine Barrens, if you look at it on the map.
Yeah.
So even some of these wooded areas around the farmland and all you're talking about kind of backs up into the larger area that's the Pine Barrens.
Right.
So you were coming home from work?
Yes.
And you were just by yourself, I'm assuming, in the car?
Yeah, by myself.
Okay. All right, so just tell me pretty much what happened.
Well, I was driving down Jacksonville Road, and on either side there are big ditches. Probably a foot to 2 feet deep on either side of the road. And I saw what I thought was a big dog, either a golden retriever or a Irish setter, that kind of color, like a reddish golden retriever or an Irish setter. And there was no way for me to stop or maneuver to avoid what was going to happen, because I thought that I was going to run this thing over. So right before I would have run it over, it stood up, raised its arms, and spun around. And
it ran right back.
I saw what looked like an orangutan. That's what it looked like to me. It looked like, but I only saw the left side of it, the left arm and the left side torso.
Now, when it turned, when it turned. So it turned off to its right, away from you.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
So you saw the left side of it.
Right.
And
it looked like it just stood up and did a pirouette, raised its arms, and just spun around.
Now, when you were approaching it, so I'm a little confused. When you were approaching it, was this thing running onto the road, or was it kind of stopped?
It was running into the road.
It was running. Okay.
Yeah. It looked like a dog. I mean, it was that low. As big as probably a golden retriever. So it looked like it was running on all fours. Yes.
Until it stood up and ran in the other direction.
Yeah. Well, it just spun. It stood up, raised its arms, and spun around, and that's all I saw.
Okay.
I was going like 55 miles an hour.
Did you at any point try to turn and go back?
No, man, because for the next few minutes I was just like dumbfounded, like trying to figure out if what I saw is actually what I saw. I had gone through all these scenarios in my head on what maybe it could have been. Maybe it was a tail of a dog that I saw that I think was an arm. Maybe it was a rooster tail or something, but it couldn't have been because it was too high. It was higher than my window. It was like eye level. Where the wrist would have been, it was eye level to me.
Okay. So this thing wasn't like, wasn't extremely tall or anything like that. Maybe like size of.
I would describe it as I mean, I didn't see the whole thing, but what I saw, to me, immediately in my head was what I thought was a baby orangutan. That's the color it was. It had very lanky arms. I saw the top portion of the arm, the elbow, there's a tendon that runs from the forearm to the bicep. I saw that. And had long auburn hair that went down and followed throughout the torso, the bottom part. When it spun. I saw it very, 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 very clear. it was right there. I could have, if I had my arm out the window, I could have smacked it.
Now, did you, I mean, any kind of facial details did you notice? Eyeballs, anything like that?
No, I didn't see a face at all. I just saw the arm.
Just kind of that left arm kind of threw up in your face?
Yeah.
Okay. As you said, it was kind of like a auburn, kind of reddish color?
Yeah, exactly the color of an orangutan.
Mm-hmm. Okay. So this thing was pretty much, like you said, you could have reached out and touched it. That's how close it was as you passed it?
Very, very close. That's why I thought I was going to hit it. I thought I was going to run it right over.
Okay.
But it was just funny how fast that it was. Like, right before, I mean, it was so close to my car, and then it just popped up and raised its arms and spun around.
Mm-hmm.
It just happened that quick, but it was
so yeah, like it came out into the street so quick, you felt you didn't even have time to really swerve around or whatever?
No.
So you kind of just accepted that you're about to hit something?
Yep, I was going to hit it.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, that was it.
Okay. And
spun around.
that's pretty crazy. So this is a road you drive often?
Yeah, every day.
Okay. And just in general, what kind of experience do you have with the outdoors? I mean, are you a hunter, a camper, or anything like that? I mean, do you have?
I used to hunt a long time ago with my dad, but that's about it. I don't go camping or I've never been out in the woods looking for anything. Deer hunting or anything. I would like to, but I just don't have the time.
Okay, so you have somewhat of like an average level of knowledge of what kind of wildlife is in the area.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Now, just some background details. What's your approximate age?
44.
44. Okay. All right. And what town are you from?
Lumberton.
Lumberton. Okay. Trying to see if I got anything else here. So I'm sorry. You said you drive this road, I guess, every time you come home from work, pretty much.
Yeah, I drive to and from work from that road to Columbus Road to 295, and I work in Hamilton.
Okay. Now, have you told anybody else about this?
Yeah, it took a couple weeks before I did because I just, how do you tell people that you almost ran over an orangutan?
Yeah.
Yeah. It's kind of, but this year especially, I've been into Bigfoot, because of all the stuff that's been going on, and after that happened, I just thought that maybe it's because I had Bigfoot on the brain.
Yeah.
That I'm seeing that, that I'm that my brain has kind of made what I saw look like that. But there's no way in hell, man. I saw an arm. I saw it go up, stand up, and spin around. So it was either one or two things. It was either an orangutan or a Bigfoot.
Well, no, I
don't know, or a primate or a monkey that got loose somewhere.
Well, no, definitely an interesting story. So, all right, you have anything else you want to add?
No, that's it. I'm just curious to see what. I know the Fighting Bigfoot guys were just down the road from there, and curious to see if they found anything like that or heard any stories at their town hall meeting. If that's the case, then that just corroborates what I saw.
Yeah, like I said, I think it'll be a few months before that episode will air. But once I get in touch with them, I'm going to I'll send out an email to everyone who's subscribed to this website, and give them information and a heads up for when they're gonna play the episode. So.
Cool.
All right, Tim. Well, thanks.
All right, no problem, man.
All right, I'll talk to you later.
All right, take it easy.
Bye.
Bye.